a.k.a. Mr. Classic Man, a.k.a. simply just Ray, and also a.k.a. the El Capitan of this flight. Family, as I take you on this journey that is content and conversations for the culture mixed with classic. Yes, and again, that is TRBRS. That is the Red Boy Radio Show. Thank y'all so much, fam, for joining us today. I got another great show that is lined up for you today. Got my girl, my co-pilot, if you will, Miss Anjelie is in the building. Anjelie, how you doing? Everything good with you?
All day.
All right, family. We had a great episode last time here on the Red Bull Radio Show, which is episode 11. All right, we talked about CRT, critical race theory, but of course we flipped it. We called it critical condition. We were basically just talking about how we are as a people and how we're dealing with all these things going on around us as we try to grow and be better and within the Black community, but also be a part of this thing they call America. Good conversation. So if you didn't have a chance to listen to it, fam, I encourage you to go back and check that one out. It's definitely a good one. But other than that, we got another great show for y'all today. We definitely got another one. We're going to have fun on this one. Last one got a little serious, but we're going to have a little bit more fun on this one. And I think that y'all really will enjoy this one. So, of course, like always, if you are listening to me or you are watching the behind the scenes right now on Facebook and YouTube, please feel free to interact with me. Please feel free to say what's up, give a shout out to whomever, whether it's someone special to you, somebody's birthday, or what have you. Just let us know, and we'll definitely give them their love on the air. Other than that, fam, of course, if you are listening to my voice live right now on any of the podcast formats, once again, thank you. Thank you so much for the support. Thank you so much for the love. Make sure you tell a friend to tell a friend to tell another friend that if you enjoyed this show, make sure they tune in so they can enjoy this show as well. So, Anjelie, what's been going on?
Living, trying to wake up every day, make it happen.
I hear you. Recently retired.
Yeah.
Again. One more again. How was that for you?
It was good.
It's good?
It's good.
So let me ask you that. What made you actually go back at the time? I mean, I know because you were already done. You were retired from the Army, and then you wanted to go back, and I know you were doing the drill sergeant thing.
I love being a drill sergeant. I loved being a drill sergeant, and when they called me back and said that the Corps was down, the schoolhouse was closed, so they weren't producing any more drill sergeants for a minute. And,
okay.
There's one drill sergeant per like 200, soldiers.
Yeah.
So if they get sick, we get sick.
Okay.
And I can imagine being a drill sergeant, you're already short. There's just not enough drill sergeants as it is. And so for them to be short and, got the call, I was like, I can do hell for 365.
Right.
It's just 365 days.
Right.
Any more time than that, my age would have kicked in. But I was like, I can do a year.
So now,
do a year a hard time.
Now, how them troops like you? They get along with you, or you didn't really care?
I liked it. It was mentoring more for me, mentoring the younger drill sergeants and the soldiers. Tell them things that I wish people had told me.
Okay. Gotcha.
Yeah.
So most of them respect you. You get to talk to any of them after they graduated, what have you?
No. So I was in reception, which wasn't really on a trail. So I got them as soon as they got off the plane.
Okay.
So I did the USO mission. I'd get them from the plane, put them on the bus to Fort Leonard. And then once they got there at reception, they spent a couple of days, get their uniforms, their shots and all that. That's where we were at. So we weren't on the training side where, you're yelling at them. So it's a whole different thing. When we see them, of course, they're calling me ma'am all day because they don't know what a drill sergeant is.
Right. And we always say, don't call me that because I work for a living.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all do the same thing. Okay.
Yeah. They would still yell at them. The younger drill sergeants who just got out of school, they want to yell at somebody. I'm like, well, reception ain't really the yelling place. But,
right.
But
I saw while you were over there, I always follow you on social media. I saw there were a couple of them that were found themselves on some hard times and you actually had to assist and help out a few of them. Was that just normal?
So, and it was an eye opener because you want to be this rough and tough drill sergeant. And I yelled at this one dude. He had all these bags. He's going to basic training. I'm like, why you got all these bags? I'm ready to yell at him. Did you not know you were going to basic training? You can bring your whole household.
Right.
And as I'm yelling at him, he said, I'm sorry, drill sergeant. He says, I'm homeless and I had no place to leave my stuff. I felt like this big. I was like, wow. So, you got to have empathy.
That big old heart Angele's had to kick in.
Yeah. And when, it was during COVID and stuff and in the airports, none of the restaurants were open. Okay. So those who don't know, when they put the little soldiers on the planes to go to basic training, they give them a little check that they can eat in the airport. Okay. And these guys wake up at 4 o'clock in the morning and they're traveling all day. And by the time I get them, it's 10, 11 o'clock at night. Some of them hadn't ate. And, they'd come up to me, just there's nothing to eat in the airport. I was like, COVID closed all the restaurants and stuff down. It just broke my heart. So we decided to do the one race mission out at the airport.
Cool. Please remind me before we end this show, I want to make sure we give a shout out to One Race, and let's talk about that, because I definitely want to inspire people to give to that, because that's a wonderful mission that you have, and I want to make sure we don't leave this show today without bringing that up.
Yeah.
All right. Speaking of missions and so forth, what's up to my man Demetrius? Hi, I see you, bro. He wants me to shout out. Let me see. It was this Carpe DIEM Outreach LLC in Columbia, South Carolina. It's a mission to inspire and motivate the youth to obtain a better future by imparting wisdom, teaching practical skills, and coping mechanisms that will contribute to their total physical, mental, and emotional well-being. So shout out to them. And Demetrius, shout out to you too, brother, for tuning in. We appreciate that love, and hopefully they receive that love back as well. All right, so family, this is what we're going to do, fam. Like I said, every other show, we're going to switch it back and forth. We're going to have a red zone topic, which is something serious that we need to discuss. And every now and again, we'll do a I'm so old school with it topic, which is more fun. It kind of like just takes you back in the day and has us reminiscing on what things used to be when we were growing up as kids. Okay, like just it could be anything, whether it be clothes, whether it could be TV shows that we watch, movies we watched, going outside playing in the dirt, marbles, the whole nine. Okay, it's so many things we can do with that one. But today, family, we're going to talk about a little bit about, I would say, love, if you will. I mean, of course, February is Black History Month, but it's also considered the month of love. Now, I don't know how many of y'all actually do Valentine's Day.
Well, at least they gave us that. They put Black History Month with the love month.
The love month. Yeah, I'll take that. It's still shortchanging, but I'll take it. Do you do Valentine's though?
Yeah.
You do,
I do it for my kids. I do it for my kids, but I haven't been in a relationship in a long time, so I definitely do it for my kids.
Okay.
They need to know that they're loved.
But it's something that you like. You definitely like doing this. Do you, just for the kids? That's it. But anybody else, like you, someone special Valentine, or you get
of course
roses,
my sister Trina. Of course my Trina. My
True.
brother Jonathan sent me 2 bouquets of roses, and I'm texting everybody, who sent these? Who sent these?
Okay. Well, me personally, I like it. I appreciate it. It's just that I've gotten this whole mentality, I guess, since being married. It's like, hey, I love you 365. If I got to wait till the 14th of February to show you that, then something wrong. You know what I mean? If you expecting a card and everything else, I much as love you now, but
Well, my daddy was horrible with Valentine's Day and stuff. He'd be like, "You got the checkbook."
Boom.
Like, that's not what it's about, man. That's not what it's about.
Look, is these lights still on? Happy Valentine's.
Well, he was like, if you want some, just go get it.
Is the house paid for? Happy Valentine's. Do you got gasoline in your car? Happy Valentine's.
It's peer pressure, but it's a good peer pressure.
It's the gas working. Happy Valentine's Day. It's the heat on. Happy Valentine's. That's how I do it. No, but much love for all y'all do that. So we're going to talk about some way roundabouts love today, okay? But we're going to start from the beginning. When I say start from the beginning, we're going to take it back like when we were kids, and we're going to gradually move up to being like, I guess, junior high, high school, young adults into our prime, if you will, right now, as far as how you not necessarily deal with relationships, but how did you get to know somebody? Like, what did you do when you were a kid that you tried to find out if that person likes you, and or you knew you liked someone, and did they like you back? How do we go back and forth with that? We're going to start off with the funny stuff, and then we're going to move our way forward. All right. So today's topic for I'm So Old School With It is going to be, is you is or is you ain't my baby? Y'all know that classic Tom and Jerry. Okay, we're going to take a quick break, fam. We're going to listen to our first jam of the day, and we'll come back and we'll get into the topic. Once again, disclaimer for those of you on Facebook, make sure y'all stand by because with copyright rules, we cannot play the music during this set, but y'all stick right there, and we'll be coming right back to you, and we'll start this conversation, is you is or is you ain't my baby, right here on the Red Boy Radio Show. Let's go.
Hey, my loves, it's your sister Monique, and you're listening to my brother on Red Boy Radio, classic R&B and hip-hop. Y'all know what it is.
Get ready to reminisce.
So let's bag it up.
It's time for I'm So Old School With It.
All right, fam. All right, fam. We are back. This is TRBRS, the Red Boy Radio Show. I am your host, Red Boy. Got my co-host, Anjelie, in the building. And right about now, fam, we're going to get into our topic of the day for I'm So Old School With It. And it is called Is You Is or Is You Ain't My Baby. Now, I hope y'all remember that clip from an old Tom and Jerry cartoon. That used to be one of my favorite episodes, if you will. Tom was out there trying to, what they call that? Like trying to just convince old girl that he loved her. He had the bass going. She in the window, like it's Romeo and Juliet type style. He did his thing, though. Now, I don't know if he ever got her, but he at least gave it a chance, right? So it got me to thinking when it comes to this topic, family, I started thinking about when we talk about old school with it, I remember being a child myself. And I remember when I first, I guess, in a sense, started having thoughts like I wanted me a girlfriend. I think one of the first things I ever did, of course, was to basically write a letter.
Oh,
That's what I did first. I had no idea what I was talking about, but I at least wrote that letter. And
you didn't need to write down but the two little blocks.
The two little blocks, the yes or no. Nah, I had to write a letter, right? And I might have put the blocks at the bottom, but at first I had to write a long letter. And I thought I was some type of poet or something, but I really wasn't probably.
Oh.
But I did the best I could. But that's all I knew at the time, but to
Right.
get to know somebody, because I wanted to know, hey, I like you. Do you like me back? And that was one of the things that I think I did. And if it wasn't that, it was plenty of other things. But that's my first thing that I know I would do is basically try to write someone a quick love letter and see if they responded, thinking I was fly and all that. So I want to know from the female side, what is one of the things that y'all did or you did, Anjelie? If you saw some guy and you thought, okay, he's pretty cool, I want to get to know him. What did you do? I see you thinking
Probably
that.
up in his face just laughing on stupid stuff. I don't really recall. I remember being in grade school and I knew if a guy liked me because he would stop at the corner store and get me some 5-cent Now-Laters or something.
Right.
Boston beans, lemon heads or something like that. I think they were 10 cents a box then.
Back then they were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No telling how much they are now. Something probably ridiculous.
Hey, but that was rich then. We was rich.
Oh,
If we
yeah.
had a quarter in our pocket,
yeah.
and we can go to the corner
Mama
store.
gave you 25 cents for ice cream at school, and I knew he liked me if he spent his ice cream money at the corner store with me. So, yeah.
I got you. Hey, my girl Rhonda said with them letters, that was what they called, that was 80s style text messages.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what that was. Exactly. That was our text message back then before we
Yeah.
could text somebody.
Put it in a football and flip it across
and flip
the
it across
table.
and see.
And hope it go to the right chick.
Right. That's true, because if you mix it and go to the wrong one and she open up and read it.
Or the teacher get it and say, oh, y'all want to pass notes to me. She going to
my
read it out and
God.
embarrass
Man,
me in
let
school.
me tell you, I'm glad you brought that story up, because I brought that comment, because I'll tell you right now, it's funny now. Probably wasn't as funny as it was back then, okay? But of course, I'm a twin, right? So you would think that because I like somebody, my brother might like him too. We got the same style per se, right?
Yeah.
And so it's like I said, it's funny now. It wasn't so funny back then. But my brother had liked this female. I'm not gonna say no names, but she had like, because we still friends on Facebook. But he had liked this female, right? And I kind of liked her too. I thought she was real cute. Now, I didn't know what was going on with them. Of course, we probably, I think in this time, we 6th grade, so we still puppy dogs. We still trying to figure out ourselves, right? And so he really liked her, and they hung out or whatever, and whatever 6th graders can do as far as what you call hanging out.
Oh, yeah.
They went to the playground together.
They sat at lunch
Right,
together.
they sat at
yeah.
lunch together, right? But I ended up liking her too. And so what's so funny was, like, you brought up the whole football thing. So we were in a class together, and she sat like 3 or 4 chairs in front of me. So I did do that. I did the same thing to try to get her to catch it, and she missed it, and it fell on the floor.
Oh, yeah.
Now, at the time when I flicked it, the teacher was facing the chalkboard doing his lesson thing. And I flicked it and went past her and went right by his feet.
Mm-mm.
And I swear, Anjelie, that joker picked that joker up, opened it up,
Oh, read it to
and
everybody.
read out my whole dang feelings in front of the
Did you
whole
sign it?
class.
Hopefully you
no.
didn't put her name on it.
I didn't sign it, but it had my name and it had my brother's name on it. I'm basically saying I know that's what it, but I want you more types of whatever. Well, I don't remember exactly what I said. All I know is them tears got to flowing so fast when he read that out, his mouth was wide open. And see, my brother wasn't in the same class. He was in a different class. Oh, but when lunch came, he sure enough found out. And I swear to God, I was embarrassed. But at the time,
your world was small back then.
I wanted it too. So that's what that was. That's crazy. What else? What was that thing called, Anjelie, that people...
The football.
No, the what
you used to write yes, no on it. Do you like me? Maybe.
Pick a color and flip this open. You see a certain message. I forgot what that. Somebody online might know what that is. I'm getting a little bit older, so my memory ain't as good as it used to be. But I remember making some of those. And I used to know how to fold them and everything.
Oh yeah, me too.
But now I couldn't remember to save my life how you did them things.
Yeah, couldn't tell you. Barely make an airplane, so.
Barely make an airplane. Yeah, I'm dealing with that. My son now trying to get the airplane things flying across the house. That is for sure. So let me ask you this too. Now it's something I noticed when we was kids, right? And it seemed like most of the time it was more so coming from girls when they wanted to let somebody or let a boy know that they liked him, whatever. What was up with the hitting? Why did y'all punch us? And then call that love.
I punched it, but I thought y'all used to pull our hair.
Did you have your hair pulled for that too?
Yeah, I think. I definitely wasn't sure of myself. So when I was that little, the quickest way to tell a guy that you liked him is to tell your girlfriend to go tell him.
Right.
Leave me out of it.
Right.
But hurry up and come back and tell me what he said.
Right. Now, did you ever get a disappointment? Meaning that your girlfriend went over to tell him, but he actually liked the girlfriend instead of you?
No.
Okay.
No. Because I didn't do that to too many boys, but yeah.
That's what you... that was your text message sending your other girl over there.
Yeah,
saying, okay, let them know
sent her over there.
And I did. I think as a little kid, I did that a couple times. Where I said, "Hey, go tell her I like her real quick." And then of course, what was it? 5 Heartbeats when they said like, "Oh, you go play Shy Brother."
Oh,
well, I would actually like play like I'm shy first, and then kind of like get a little smile and everything. You would not know for sure what.
I would play like I didn't say it. I don't know what she went over there for. She done made up some stuff to you. That wasn't what I said, but unless he was happy about it, then
right. That's too funny. But so you never hit anybody, but you remember like girls actually kind of like punching folks just to say I love you.
Nobody I knew. No, I remember boys pulling girls' hair, and then of course my dad be like, "It's because he like you."
And that's fun. It's violence.
Yeah.
Violence. It's like, I pull your hair, you push it back. We like each
right.
other.
Well, yeah, that's probably when you end up punching somebody. Somebody pull your hair and you turn around. You like, stop it or whatever.
Right.
It's a conversation starter. When you're little, you don't know how to start a conversation.
Right. But y'all both in the principal's office.
Yeah.
Falling in love with each other.
It's a conversation starter.
I got it. So even in at that young age, what would you say like was the craziest... I mean, because again, we were young. We didn't know a whole lot. We were still in those puppy dog stages. So what would you think was a crazy thing you did back then? Like to say, okay, you've already found that person they like you. Was you ever, like, were you ever embarrassed to be in front of a lot of people and hold hands? Or did you hold hands normally? Did you?
We used to stalk this little boy that I liked. We hid in the woods because they used to go play in the woods, and we would stalk him, and it didn't seem like a... Yeah, we would hide in the woods because they'd be out there shooting BB guns or playing or something, and we'd go follow them, and we knew we couldn't play with them, so we'd just stand back from a distance and watch them. It's kind of stalkery now, but that was the thing. That's what we did. Yeah, we got caught one time. Got shot with a BB gun. As a matter of fact, Man, Mona, you on here, Robin? Yeah, they remember. I left them.
Did you?
I took off running. I was like, why y'all don't know how to run? When you see me run, you run too.
Oh, you're supposed to.
Yeah.
We had to learn that lesson as we got older.
Yeah, they stood there like, what? And got shot with that BB gun. I was gone.
Gotcha. Now, let's take it to the playground. So did you feel like a boy really, really liked you if he pushed you on the swing?
Yes, push me on the swing or the merry-go-round. Because I got to go on a ride, and, he's showing his muscles. Let's see how many times he could push this merry-go-round or swing me on this thing.
Now, did you ever fall off?
A whole bunch of times.
The merry-go-round?
I fell off the swings. Because,
did you?
Yeah. Back then we used to swing as high as you can and jump off the thing. Like, who came up with that?
I have no idea. You had a whole lot of kids injured right now. Got permanent scars on their knees or on their elbows or their hands because they jumped out of that swing. Yeah. And we didn't stop. We kept going back.
You're not scared of what you, now that I'm older, I know bones break and stuff. I'm scared, but back then, you weren't
Right.
scared.
Because I say that because I remember like some people would always tease when we were in grade school that if you actually did have someone and you put them in the swing or you pushed them on the merry-go-round, that mean y'all quote unquote back then what were you saying in old school go together.
Oh yeah, they're KISSING
Yeah.
sitting in a tree.
Doing all the nursery rhyming and stuff.
Yeah.
I got you. Now I'm trying to think outside of letter. Let's take it to, and we've already went to the playground. Let's take it to the cafeteria.
Oh,
Was it like that
yeah.
too? If someone gave you their food,
Yeah, of course, because I think
Yeah,
when
the
we were
chocolate
little,
milk.
that nasty square pizza. But
Right,
I really
right.
wanted that pizza. And if he gave you a pizza or half of his pizza, oh, that's my boo. He gave me his pizza or some tater tots. Oh yeah.
I used to trade out milk. I love chocolate milk. So I would back then I did. Now I can't. My stomach probably can't even handle it at all. I don't even want to think about it.
Yeah,
But
I remember
back
liking
then,
that little funky square pizza with the little square pepperonis. I like this is some nasty stuff. But
Yeah, I got you. Real quick, fam, let me give a shout out to my man, my engineer, Mr. Spider, that keeps us looking good and sounding good. Spider, I got to bring you in on this one, bro.
All right.
I would like to know what were some of the things that you did to actually let a girl know that you trying to like her or get to know her when you were a kid. Now we're in grade school. Now we ain't made it to
Right,
junior
right.
high yet.
Big time note writer. Big note writer.
Big
I used
note
to
writer?
Keep, and I used to keep like colored
Pencils.
like sticky notes
Oh wow.
and stuff. So if you were getting a note, it was going to be like bright pink or green or something like that, you know. But yeah, that was my go-to.
I got you. I forgot about the little colored notepads. Yeah, that's
Mm-hmm.
how you decipher who's who. Yeah, I got that one. That was something about our childhood. Because I mean, even then, did you ever have to? And I'm talking about grade school now, because you got to remember, it took a while for us to actually have. Because today, parents will get a kid cell phones and a heartbeat.
Oh, yeah.
To each his own. But I remember being a kid though, you couldn't always be on the phone after a certain amount of time. So did you ever talk to? And then we're talking grade school now. Junior high, of course, we know we're gonna move to that one later. But as far as a grade school, were you able to talk on the phone then?
Oh no.
You weren't even allowed to give out your number then, or
I don't even know if I knew the number.
okay.
Yeah, that wasn't.
And that was back when we used to memorize numbers. We don't have to. We can't do it
Yeah.
today. You put it in your
I
phone. That's
can't.
it.
I don't know nobody's number right now.
Right.
Oh
Nobody
man.
by heart.
Yeah.
I
I don't
gotta
even know
look at
my
my
daughter's
phone.
number. I don't even know her number.
Wow.
So
Now, did you ever have a guy, right, or a little boy? We're still with the boys. Show up to your house, right?
yeah,
And
with some
try
little
to see
dirty
if you
flowers
and
and
try
stuff.
to see if you can come out and play. But you know how they used to do it, right? They didn't know. They knew you, but they didn't know your mama name. So they would ask you, "Hey, how you?" Or they would ask your mama, "Hey, Anjeli's mama,
Yep.
can Anjelie come out and play?"
Yeah.
You do that too.
Yeah, most definitely. Especially when you go to school, they do that now. When you go up to a little kid's school, hey,
Yeah. So
yeah.
did your mom ever let you go outside
Oh yeah. I mean, we
on the
all,
porch?
well, we were on military posts, so there was always a central place to
True. It's
play.
different. Yeah.
And it was more trusting back then. Your kids go out and play. It didn't matter if it was a boy or girl. You know you need to be home by this certain time.
Right. Them lights come on, all that
Yeah.
good stuff. I got
And
you.
we knew.
Yeah.
So
I got
and
that.
we had to check in. So yeah.
Now, did you ever break up with somebody as a kid and cry? Like you knew somebody, you really liked each other, but y'all ended up breaking up. Which did we really know what
It
going
wasn't
together and
until
breaking
like
up was
middle
back
school
then?
that I had a breakup. Not in
Yeah.
elementary or nothing like that. Yeah,
Okay.
no.
So if you had to think, if you could think about elementary, and then we're in this puppy dog phase. How many boyfriends would you say you actually had, or do you remember?
I have no idea. But I don't think it was many. And
Yeah.
I don't think you broke up. I just think school ended. So
Yeah,
it was time to get another
summertime
one
was
for the
break
next
up.
grade. Yeah.
Because y'all weren't gonna see each other. 'Cause
Right.
That's just true. Because if you live in the same neighborhood, you good. But a lot of times, people come, they
Right,
ride
get
the bus
bussed
to that
in.
main school. So you're
Mhm.
right. Summertime coming, you ain't gonna see them no more.
And we didn't talk on the phone. I wasn't allowed
Yeah.
to talk on the phone. I mean, I'm almost 50, so yeah, that phone wasn't necessary back then.
Yeah, we could talk, but but I think that wasn't until I maybe, and I know every state is different because sometimes fifth grade is the last year of actual elementary, but depending on what state you're from.
Oh, yeah.
I went all the way to 6th in
Mhm.
Oklahoma, and then junior high started in 7th. So when I made it to the 6th grade, then I was able to actually talk on the phone, but I had to stop talking on the phone after 9 o'clock. That was like the cutoff time. Anything
Oh
after 9
man, I
o'clock, you
was
get
in
in
high
trouble.
school and I couldn't talk on the phone after 7 o'clock.
7 o'clock.
And I had an egg
Golly.
timer. I had 5 minutes, and this egg timer would go off. And I
Really?
would tell my girlfriends, the timer's about to go off. Hang up and call back. And I was in high school.
Really?
My dad was a first sergeant.
Strict.
So, yeah.
Dang. Okay. I got you on that one. I got you. So, hey, fam, if you are tuning in right now, if you're on my Facebook page, I would like to hear from y'all, man. What was some of the things y'all did? And we're talking in elementary school, okay, when we were little kids. What is that you did to actually let someone know that you liked them and see if they would like you back? So the topic is you is or is you ain't my baby? And I would like to know from y'all, and we will hear more from y'all after we go back to one of my favorite classics when I was a kid, and that is from Guy, Piece of My Love. Y'all keep it right here on Content and Conversations for the Culture Mixed with Classics. It is the Red Boy Radio Show.
This right here is strictly for the grown and sexy. Slow it down for me, Red Boy.
continues. All 6 live on one stage. This time, it's for the culture. New edition, the Culture Tour. Live in the biggest concert of the decade. With hits.
That girl is
After hits. The Culture Tour with Charlie Wilson. It's a non-stop hit fest. And special guest, it's the reunion of Jodeci. The Culture Tour, new edition, Charlie Wilson, and special guest, Jodeci. Coming to a city near you. Visit bpctickets.com for more info. Brought to you by the Black Promoters Collective.
All right, fam, we are back. This is TRBRS, the Red Boy Radio Show. I am your host, Red Boy. Got my co-pilot in the building, Miss Anjelie. We are talking about is you is or is you ain't my baby inside the I'm So Old School with it topic of the day. What we are trying to find out, fam, is what is it that you've done as a child or a teenager? And we're going to move on up to grown-ups as well. What is it that you did or to try to, I guess, woo a woman into believing you liked her or see if she liked you back or vice versa? Women, this doesn't exclude you. What did you do to get the man to notice you, to tell him that you liked him and see if he liked you back? Our first segment, of course, we were talking about what it was like when we were kids. We're talking like toddlers, maybe in elementary school, and how we did things. And we're going to move our way up to junior high. We were a little bit older, had a little bit more understanding of who we are or whatnot. We knew what the real meaning of going together was, if you will. You know, if you depending on where you come from, you either going together or you going steady, as they used to say. That's I don't know why. I don't know what that even came from, but that was kind of going steady. That was the word. But while we in break, fam, we were talking to my man Spider. He brought up a good topic when he's basically saying that when we were kids and we were able to, I guess, call a particular someone to talk to them on the phone, how nervous you would be or how scared you would be if you called a certain girl and her daddy answer the phone instead of the person that you were trying to reach. How scared you was. I remember being frightened because where I lived at, it was a military town, which is in Fort Sill, Oklahoma. And most of the folks that I liked had a daddy that was in the military. I don't even know what their rank was, didn't care. All I know is when that joke answered the phone, I'd be like, it was so many sirs coming out my mind. Even look, we're not even in the same space. But even when I talked to him, he said something or he said hello, I found myself sitting straight up. Get off the couch, sit straight up. You know what I mean? You kind of position yourself as if they're standing right in front of you just to make sure I came across as a nice type of guy and that he would actually allow me to speak to his daughter on the phone.
No, you was brave because my dad got a lot of hang-ups. My daddy would be like, Anjelie, one of them little boys hung up on me again. I'd be like, how you know?
Now, how was your mom with the calls? She was cool with it? She would hand the phone over? She would like, uh-oh.
I don't think she cared. It was more to my daddy, because I'm daddy's girl, so I don't even care.
I got you. That's some good memories so far. So now we're going to move up to junior high style. Okay, now how was it more for you in junior high? Was it a little bit, I know you probably was a little bit different, of course. We've gotten older. We started to know exactly who we were. Did you do the same, some of the same, or did you kind of adjust to what was going around
Now then,
you?
as I got older, it was probably more letter writing.
Okay.
Or staying after school at his practice or stuff to let him know I was available.
Oh.
I think it was basketball and track was the major thing. So I got to stay after school and, I'd be like, and then still tell your girlfriend because she can't hold water. She going to go tell somebody.
Okay, I got you. Now, what was your style back then? Because, in junior high, you had a particular style of who you like to talk to. Were you like, you had to talk to the athletes? Or was you more of a, I like the nerds?
Well, I was running track and stuff, so that we had to have something in common. So
okay.
I think it was probably athletes, just because I was one.
Gotcha.
And that was the only time I would get to see you is if we both had practice.
At practice, stay late. Yeah, stay after school.
Yeah, waiting on my daddy or mama to pick me up.
Y'all wouldn't see each other like during school, like meet at the locker. He carry your books. The first period or whatever.
Time, I remember dating this one guy who was in basketball and rest in peace because he passed away not too long ago. I would wear his basketball jacket, that little shiny little jacket.
Wearing leather jackets. Yep,
Yeah.
that was a sign of you belong to somebody. Yep. That you were somebody's baby. Okay, I got that. Yeah, see, I used to meet mine. Of course, we'd always meet at the locker, or I would carry her books to her locker, and then go try to carry mine. I'm knowing the bell about to ring. I'm gonna be late as I don't know what, but that's my proof. I'm trying to show you how much I like you. I'm gonna carry these books or whatever. Then I'll try to run and get to my class for the bell ring. The teacher get mad at me for being tardy. Or whatnot, or we'll try to play like we had a plan, right? Like we'd say, okay, look, around a particular time, it couldn't be on an even number because we went to class. Like say you started class at let's say 1:30, and it lasted to like always 2:25 because it always gave you 5 minutes in between. You know what I mean? So we would make up a number, but it couldn't go along with the 5. So let's say it had to be like 1:46 or 1:47. We'll put that time out there. So as soon as that time changed, we both had to go to the bathroom. So that we meet in the hallway and get a chance to chit chat. We get a little sugar, like we called it back then, get a little kids, little sugar, and then go on back to our classes because we knew we wouldn't see each other probably for another few hours or so. So that was our way of doing so as well, if we were close.
And in middle school, I had little boyfriends with her. We didn't do no kissing and stuff. And I told somebody that, I said, man, I sure was not fast. 'Cause these kids nowadays is doing way more than kissing. But I was like,
it seems like they are. It's because it's bad. Of course, it is bad because you got to remember that it's a lot more information out there that we did not have. Like they got access to the World Wide Web. They got social media. Stuff pop up all the time, and stuff. You could be on one of the nicest. You can be on a Disney website and still some at the bottom pop up and try to trigger you to go a certain direction. So yeah, but yeah. So you didn't like. Let me ask you this: when was your first kiss?
high school, and I still don't like to kiss, but I remember high school, and I was like, oh my God, he's putting this saliva in my mouth. For what? What's we doing this for?
You don't like to kiss at all?
No, even now, and I'm grown, I'm working on it. People.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't want nobody else's saliva in my mouth. I'm like,
My grandma always called it sugar.
Oh, no.
Give me some sugar.
I'm over here doing matrix moves thinking about it. No. But I would hold his hand, and I remember he had the sweatiest little hands. I was like, oh,
that's nerves, though. You know that, right? Because I remember doing that, too. I was especially in public.
Yeah,
if I was somebody I like,
do this
yeah,
then grab it back again.
We hold hands, and them nerves get the pop because you see everybody looking, and your hand just starts sweating. So you got to let it go, wipe it off real quick, and then reconnect.
Yeah.
I remember those days.
And I was so short. You know, I'm only 5'4", so back then I must have been 5 something, and he was already 6'2", so you know it was ridiculous. And he hit 6'2" in middle school. I'm like, oh my God.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's too funny. Now, was when you had a relationship, I say in junior high, of course, I know it's made public by wearing a jacket or what have you. Did you ever have that one girlfriend or whatever that might have been a little bit jealous because she wanted the same athletes you had?
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're always going to have that just because, and as women, we're bad, even little. When we get a guy, we kind of ignore everybody else. And it's got to be bad. You know, if you was sitting there eating lunch with her, well, now all of a sudden I'm finna go sit over here with him or whatever. You do.
Yeah.
And I don't know why women, I wish we would stop that. Just stop ignoring our friends totally. Because you got to come back.
Yeah.
You know, you got to come
Eventually,
back.
yeah.
Eventually you got to come back. And then you done burnt your bridge over here. So, yeah.
I think the fellas were like that a little bit. Some of us were, you know what I mean, to where we found somebody, we knew that was our girlfriend. We had of course, fellas, if you do that, if you say, no, I got to go do this, I got to do that, you get clowned all the time.
Oh, yeah.
It kind of takes it back to like the New Edition, count me out type style. You know what I mean? But you had to do that because you wanted to impress that person so bad you just couldn't do it, and they make fun of you the whole way through.
Yeah. I think making fun of you is better than the hateration that you get as a girl because, I mean, we're evil. We'll start spreading rumors about you just because we're mad.
I would tell you one of the craziest things I did in junior high. Oh, boy. Let me get onto this. So two things. So two things. Okay, so I had this one girl that I liked a lot, and we were real cool. And by that time, back when you were young, you had different type of hairstyles, different haircuts. And so I used to have either a shag or I'd hold a tail in my hair. So and sometimes that tail, I would braid it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So it'd be a little bit longer, because that was the thing back in the day, right? Back in the late 80s. And so there was a girl I really liked, and she always had these fancy barrettes in her hair. I was like, oh, okay, cool. So once we started going together, once we started dating, how people knew we were together, I would take one of the barrettes and I would clamp it
on
my tail.
Lord, you walking around with a little poodle on your head.
Right. Right, the little blue poodle. Yeah, because it couldn't be no ribbons, couldn't be no butterflies. And it had to be, that was the closest thing to, I guess,
Manly.
me and being manly.
Yeah.
We had a little poodle on my little tail, and I'd walk around like it was cool too. And didn't think nothing about it. I was just like, hey,
Lord.
I like her. I really like her a lot, so this is what I'm gonna do for her.
Man. I think we had those friendship bracelets back then. I can't remember if that was middle school or high school. Like I said, quite some time.
Yeah.
I think we used to take off those bracelets and let them wear it and stuff like
Oh,
that.
like friendship type stuff. Okay.
Mhm.
So let me ask you: did you ever get a promise ring?
No, I never got a promise ring. But people were scared to approach me. My daddy was crazy.
Right. Look, all your lessons not learned is
And
gonna come back to your daddy.
I had very, very strict rules growing up.
Yeah.
I mean, I just had just ridiculous strict rules. I'm glad I had them now. Had them, but growing up, they were horrible. I used to cry about them all the time to my
Really?
girlfriends and stuff. Yeah, I had way stricter rules than everybody else.
Wow, that's crazy. See, I guess we had some rules, but my mom kind of let us float a little bit. You know what I mean? Because and I guess it's because when she was coming up, she was when she was a teenager. She's no disrespect, I love my mama, but she was fast. You know what I mean? She was fast, so I guess she figured, hey,
my daddy was gonna make sure I wasn't fast. I remember in high school, nothing's open after 10 o'clock but somebody's legs, and they're not gonna be yours. So,
wow,
yeah.
I got you.
He didn't play that. He didn't play that at all.
I feel you. I feel you on that one. So let me see. So some other things I did. One other thing I would say I did was this junior. Yes, this was junior high. Okay, so you're military, so you could probably have an idea of this. So there was a time, and they probably still do it now, but they used to have these like I would guess you would call it a lanyard, okay? But it had that plastic cover when you could put your IDs and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
So you could wear it around your neck, but it was clear, so your IDs were on there. You can, it's almost like a wallet you could fold in half, have two sets of IDs or what have you. So I was dating someone in junior high. Didn't really know. Of course, you're young, you're still trying to learn. Okay, is this really fun? We puppy dog love, whatever. But we ended up breaking up, if you will, and I was trying to see some other girl. Well, come to find out, the other girl really wasn't as what I wanted to be. Right? And so now I try to go get the first one back.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't having it. And it broke me down, because you felt I made a mistake,
Right.
So, besides calling in to the local DJ, trying to dedicate that special something to that special song to, come back to me and all this other stuff. So I came up with this idea. Now, of course, at the time, my family wasn't in the military, but I found one of those lanyards somewhere. So I had one. And what I would do, I didn't care. I wasn't ashamed at all. I swear, I put one of those around my neck, and I had 2 pictures of them that I'd already received from her. 2 pictures of them on both sides. And I wore it around my neck like it was a gold chain.
Oh, Lord.
For months and months and months. And that girl still never came back. But I tried it, boy.
Oh, man. I remember being in middle school begging my parents, can we go to the skating ring on Friday? Because that's where I'm going to see old boys at the skating ring.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I'm going to wear my tightest little Jordache jeans. And I probably weighed all of 80 pounds. I don't know how sexy I was looking with my tight Jordache 80-pound tail going to a skating ring. And yeah, I'm going to do this side ponytail. He's going to go for that. He's going to go for that. It worked, but...
Oh, my God. I'll tell you, I remember going to the skating rink with it on. I remember to the movies with it on. I went to football games with it on. Everybody would ask me that. And they knew we wasn't together, but I was trying.
Oh, Lord.
And then I think there was only one game I believe I went to where I actually saw her.
Mm-hmm.
And she saw it, and she just said, I didn't know how she felt about it. She said hello and we were cool, but she saw it, she's like, and she just kept walking.
Yeah, she probably thought, ooh, stalker.
Yeah, probably. Yeah. Back then. And I remember one of her girlfriends calling me and telling me, yeah, Ray, you messed up. You might as well just let it go.
Oh.
But I didn't want to. I was too, at that time, puppy dog, popcorn, what they call popcorn love. I was in popcorn love at the time, so I did not want to let that go at all. But eventually, I stopped wearing it, and yeah, she's happy somewhere. Now I'm happy too. We'll never have to revisit that. But that was me. And outside of that, I think one time, I never did it but one time. And that was one of my boys used to cut hair. And he got real good at it. I was one of his practice people at first, and he got real good at giving fades. So I would always go to his house, and get a fade done. And then at that one time, I had the girls. It was real cool. And I know because I was in the 9th grade when this happened. And sure enough, I was so bold then. I actually had her name
Oh
cut in the
Lord, and
back
your
of
mama
my
let
head.
you do
Well,
that?
I'll tell you, I won't say I was free, but my mom let us kind of live a little bit, and do whatever we could. So I sure did. I got her name cut right in the back of my head, and I just thought that was the best thing ever. And guess what? We broke up too right after that because she didn't want to be tied down.
I remember, I think my first breakup that I can remember was in middle school. And I just cried and cried. My mom came in the room and, she's like, oh, our daughter's crying. She said, what's wrong with you? I said, Boogie broke up with me. She said, first of all, his name is Boogie. Second of all, she's like, you're all of 11 years old. She's like, if you don't go outside and play. My mama was not sympathetic at all. When Olivia and my son had their first breakup, I was like, oh, let's go get McDonald's. My mama had no sympathy whatsoever. She was like, do you know how many dudes you gonna go through in your life? Are you worried about this boo? She's like, y'all probably be talking about tomorrow. She said, if you don't stop crying.
Right.
But I was boo-hoo snot bubble crying.
And I did it too. I shed a couple tears. I mean, because again, you didn't know what you was going through. You know what love was, but all you knew at that time, it hurt.
I'm sitting in the window listening to Mariah Carey just boo-hooing.
Mariah will have you boo-hooing, period.
Yeah.
Period.
So, yeah.
Okay. All right, let me go real quick. Let me go to my social media. Let me check out my man, Demetrius High. He said, I remember joking with my girlfriend on the phone, and he said to her, I think we should take a break. And she said, I think you're right. And he said in his mind, he thought he was just joking, but he was crying on the inside. He said the very next Friday, she was wearing another football player's jersey to school. I was heartbroken and crying. I bet.
Mm-hmm. Because y'all used to do that all the time. Why don't we take a break? We think we cute. All right. Y'all be playing. We be serious. All right.
But that's gotta hurt though.
And then I'm gonna go get a boyfriend in 30 minutes.
True, yeah, exactly. But see, that's us. When I go, look,
and go and play if you want to.
If you started the year off and you wore my jersey, and then you start walking around with another dude's jersey, that ain't right. Y'all cold blooded. Now that's cold. I'm serious. I will break me down. I would seriously cry.
Yeah, I'm that girl. All right.
just cold blooded like that, huh?
I'll make sure I'm gonna get somebody way more popular than you.
I got you. Yeah, hey, my man Jay. Yes, Jay, I did that, man. I actually cut that name in my head, bro. I did. I swear to God. And then the funny thing is, Jay, if I told you who it was, you'd laugh at me. I mean, she was well known, but after a while, she was well known. Put it to you like that. I'll leave it like that. I won't say her name, but she was very well known after a while.
Well, Demetrius said he learned his lesson. I'm telling you,
you
that heartbreak will
yeah.
make you learn. I've learned more lessons on the mess up than on the successes.
Right. And I would do the same. Like I said, if I known then how I would feel when the other one I told you I was wearing a picture around my neck. If had I known then I wouldn't have a chance to give it, I probably would have never left. Or if I had known the one I was trying to chase. And the funny thing is, we lived in different neighborhoods.
Oh.
She lived across town, so I'm trying to be close because the one I was trying to holler at is right down the street.
Mm-hmm.
That's easy access. You know what I mean? But none than that. Hey, if I'd have known, I'd have stayed put.
Mm-hmm.
But I wasn't too smart to do that. Not at all. All right, so let's move real quick. Grown up. Now that you're grown, you experienced some things, you went through some things, you done got out of high school and all these things. First, let me ask you this. Did you have a particular high school sweetheart that you thought, you know what, we're going to get married one day? Everybody got that one. Except maybe Anjelie, because Anjelie was...
No, and just because I grew up military. So I grew up military. So we were used to moving every 3 or 4 years. And just, that was it. There weren't no phones and stuff. So you didn't come in contact with them no more. So I knew when I left and joined the military, I wouldn't come back. And I was in Memphis. And I didn't want no Memphis guy. I was like, I'm going to go out there and meet somebody worldly. I messed that up. But I didn't want a Memphis guy.
I could have sworn that I had one, and I mean, we would sit on the same one I wore the picture. All right, we would sit there and we talk sometimes, and we done talked on the phone so much, in our minds, we done bought a house, decorated it, said what color's gonna be in the living room, the bathroom, the whole nine. We went through the whole thing and never, ever got to that point.
I cried over this guy, and he didn't realize my girlfriend had a job at Target. And so she said, I saw Jermaine today, and he was with Veronica. I was like, really? She's like, yeah. And so I called him up, and I said, what you do today? He said, nothing. I said, did you go to Target? He said, yeah. And he started talking, and then he got silent because he remembered saying hello to Cynthia, and he was with this other girl. And I was like, oh, so you brought this girl? So we had broke up. It was a big old thing. But yeah, he put his foot in his mouth. And I remember leaving and I was like, whoo, thank goodness I dodged that bullet. Because they got married. The girl he cheated on me with, they got married. They're still married to this day.
Well,
they
look.
got like 5 kids. He's a mega pastor in a church.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really?
I'm glad she got him.
You want to be the first lady?
Oh, no, I'm not even first lady material.
Nah, trust me, I ain't. Look, I ain't gonna be buying nobody's pulpit.
Yeah.
So, like, check this out though. Demetrius did say he married late high school sweetheart, early high school sweetheart. And that's his best friend.
Oh.
Yeah, that's what's up right there. That is what's
And
up.
that's a story you want to tell your kids.
Yeah, exactly. That you knew him from back in the day. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but I was moving around too much. I didn't know exactly what I wanted, and then military came. I showed it.
I thought I was Pebbles. And so, and Apollo.
L.A. Reed Pebbles?
Yes.
Okay.
I thought I was Pebbles, so I was going to have any dude I wanted. I'm going to the military, and I'm finna go through them like a deck of cards. But he said, yeah, that didn't, well, it kind of did happen like that. But yeah, I just knew I was cute and conceited. And,
Right.
oh, yeah, I had long hair that moves.
Right,
And
right.
so, yeah, I was conceited. I won't worry about nothing at the house.
Wow.
Nothing at the house.
Yeah, I tell you, once I left high school, that was it for me. I dated a lot of folks in the military, but nothing that was like serious. I tried to make it serious, of course, but that was it. But nowadays, it's like when in the dating scene, when we were beyond writing letters, and I guess it is like Rhonda said earlier, it's text messages now, or it's a phone call, or you see somebody say, hey, let me get your phone number. Let's chit chat. And we grown now. We got to have a conversation. Let me get to know you a little bit. Or if I'm in the club, let me buy you a drink. You know what I mean? If you drink on something or whatever, and we got to get to know you right there. You know. And I always thought to that. Which I wonder for those folks who actually was back then. You know, because I moved around. Like I said, moved around to the club all the time. But I've yet to meet someone yet, or maybe I do and just don't know it. Either a girl that's a friend of mine or a guy friend of mine that actually met their significant other in the club, and they have stayed married beyond, let's say, 10 plus years or so. And I ain't talking about just in the club being cordial. I'm talking about you met her on the floor doing their thing. I'm talking about. I ain't talking about the simple stuff. That's easy.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't think I ever met anybody in the club. Like, ain't nobody trying to talk in the club. I'm like, get out my face. But like I said,
we trying to talk now. We want you to talk
y'all was
back.
trying to talk. I was stuck up. I was cute, and I thought I was. Look, go on now, take a number. Trina would tell you I was rude as heck. Trina would be like, it's so embarrassing to go out with you. You're just so rude. Oh, man. That's probably why I'm single now, because I was so rude in my younger days. But, yeah, I was really rude. I was...
That conceited with the hair moving.
Oh, yeah. The hair moving did it all the time. Yeah, now I done got older. I done messed it up. Yeah, I should have took one of them in the club. I couldn't stand walking in the club and somebody going, psst.
Oh, yeah, that's that.
You ain't got nothing else in life to say. But
what about? Hey, shorty.
Oh yeah.
You know.
And what was even worse was while I'm walking by try to grab my hand, dude. I don't know if you washed your hands, whatever. They just, yeah.
Oh my God! Now look, now Demetrius is clowning you.
Yes, he is.
Yeah, he said you actually look like Janet Jackson.
I thought I was Janet Jackson when that video came out, Pleasure Principle. I dyed my hair black. And had it straightened and had all in my hair like a shaggy dog, couldn't see. Oh,
Did you
yeah.
dance with the chair?
Yes.
I know you busted your
I got that stupid key in my ear. And yeah. I was all that.
Oh, man. Now he's clowning me too. Now, he did say I had a pretty strong relationship with a wall, which I did. That was probably one of the most embarrassing times in my heavily alcoholic days in the military, being in Japan. And I was so gone, I had a conversation with a wall, not even knowing what was going on. Yeah. I can laugh at that now, but that day, and I had, it was my birthday weekend. If I'm not mistaken, I think it was my birthday weekend. So I had an excuse because I was partying hard. But yeah, them days are long ago.
No, because you got drunk at my house. This is way before.
Oh yeah, New Year's. Yeah.
I got drunk. I was like, you can't go nowhere. You got to stay here on this couch.
Yeah, that was back in the day. I'm better now, y'all. I promise. I don't need rehab. I don't need no intervention. We good now.
Yeah. I was like, well, you can't leave, dude. You don't even know what keys are.
Right.
Like, Ray, where's your keys, huh? Where's your keys, huh? I was like, oh, you can't go nowhere. You can't go nowhere.
So glad I made it. So glad I made it. Oh boy, there was some days. But okay, once again, fam, we gotta get ready to wrap this up, fam. But I'm glad that y'all have actually participated, enjoyed this conversation. Is you is or is you ain't my baby? We just kind of went through a walkthrough of your childhood days, junior high days, high school, and now grown days, of what it was that you did to make sure you let that special someone know that you love them, and hopefully they would love you back. We'd have done some silly things in our lifetime, and I'm quite sure some of y'all have done some silly things too that you probably too embarrassed to share. But I will tell you, love will make you do some crazy things, like talk to a wall, I guess, or
Lord.
thinking you Pebbles and Janet Jacksons and whatnot. And you never know. But so all y'all are out there in this month of love, I hope that you do. Or if you choose to, that you have that special someone. And if y'all have been married for a long time, congratulations. If you're in a regular relationship, boyfriend and girlfriend, and y'all hanging tough and y'all thinking about taking that next step, I wish y'all the best, I guess. I don't know how else to say, but just make sure it's right for you, because there ain't no joke on the other side. You know what I mean? Not saying it's a bad thing. It's a wonderful thing. It's what you make it, is what
And
I
if
can
you
say.
see me in the street now, just go on, psst. Because I'm older now. I'm okay with the psst.
She get the psst now. Okay, she's on the backside, and she welcomes it now. Call her shorty. Know what? Matter of fact, if y'all see Anjelie on the street, say, Pebbles, what's up, girl? See what she say. You might get a reaction, y'all. and if she throw her head back and make her hair move in slow motion,
Oh yeah,
that means you got her.
yeah. My whole ponytail fall out.
All right, fam, it's been a wonderful time hanging out with y'all, man. I hope y'all enjoyed this show. Hope you enjoyed a couple laughs as well. Man, we just thank y'all so much for the appreciation. I'm sorry, not appreciate. I appreciate y'all so much for watching and hanging out with us. Like I said at the beginning of the show, fam, we're going to try to make this a permanent thing with my girl, Anjelie. We'll see if she got time on her hands to come be my co-host. And we'll see what goes from there. But before we get out of here, I want Anjelie to talk to y'all about a special organization that she is the founder of. It's called One Race, and I'll let her explain to you what One Race is.
Okay, so One Race was started with me and my best friend, who's a sister. We done went past the best friend stage for a while now. So I think it was 7 or 8 years ago. I don't know. It's been a while now. We were headed to go visit another girlfriend of ours in San Antonio, and we usually do Thanksgivings together. Mm-hmm. We had made all this food, but we were leaving the day after Thanksgiving. We're like, we can't throw this food away. Let's pack it up. I had a catering business at the time. I said, let's pack it up, see how many meals we come up with. We end up making like 15 or 16 meals, and on the way from Dallas to San Antonio, we saw homeless people when we were passing the food out.
Yeah.
And it just went from there. I was like, every time I went to the refrigerator, I couldn't throw anything out. I'd be like, I think I could make a sandwich or something for the homeless. And we decided, at the time, both of us weren't in a church. So we believed that we were the church, that we're going to go out into the people and feed them. And I was like, two single moms, we're used to having kids in the house all the time, feeding them and stuff. And it broke my heart to see homeless people. So that's what we did. We just started making lunches and meals, and both of us being military, we just got donations left and right because, people in service still want to serve, but they're out and about, with their jobs and stuff. And they were like, we know y'all too.
Yeah.
We know that if we give y'all $5, y'all gonna spend $5 at the store and do it for the people. So I've never asked for money. We don't ask. I've never asked. We would just post where we were going out and feeding the people, and everything. It's meant to be when just stuff is just so easy.
Yeah.
So we started getting donations, people wanting to come help. We got a One Race van. I mean, stuff just started flowing. And it was nothing that we particularly did. It was just, we decided that was going to be our mission, was to take care of our community, our homeless community, indigent community here in Dallas. And that's what we do. So once a week, we load up the van with, they call us corny dog ladies. So we do 2 corny dogs, some chips, and make a bag. And then we got toiletries. People donate shoes, clothing, tarps, blankets, everything. So we just go through. We have a certain route and we pass out food, and they see the van. Here come the corny dog ladies, and it's so humbling because if we're down to our last bag and we pass out a bag, the homeless will share before anybody else with money will share. I mean, they'll be like, well, that's their last bag here. You can have one and I'll get one. And they'll split and share their stuff. So it's a very humbling thing. We got our kids involved. Trina's nephews like to come and help. We want to make it a family affair. So
Absolutely. So how can people that are listening right now, how can they donate to One Race?
We have a PayPal, and I believe the PayPal is One Race. I don't know if Katrina's on here or not.
Okay. We'll make sure we post it.
Yeah.
And when we get it, we'll make sure we post it on this live feed, and we'll promote it as well.
And you don't even have to monetary. If you want to just come help make the bags, and sometimes people can't go out the passing out the bags is very, very quick. It takes about 45 minutes to pass out 200 bags or whatever, because we
Okay.
have a route or whatever. But the hard part is putting the stuff together.
Okay.
And so that takes a little bit longer. It's still not hard. I don't want to say it's hard. It's more time consuming than the passing out. So
Okay.
we have people, we had one girl, I don't want to say she's on probation. What is it? Well, you got to do community service or something. So
Maybe
if
that,
you
yeah.
got to have community service, whatever, come by. We'll make bags and sign your community service forms.
Cool.
We just want to, if you got children that you want to get involved and they want to know how they can help, bring them by.
There we go. So y'all make sure y'all pay attention to my social media and her social media. Like I said, if y'all want to, I'll make sure her name is tagged in the top of this post if you're on Facebook. So make sure y'all follow her through Facebook, and if she ever gets out of Facebook jail.
I got 11 more days and
She
I'll
got
be out
11
of
more
jail.
days in Facebook jail. She'll be cool, and she'll be free to respond to y'all. Okay, but y'all definitely, man, I appreciate you, Angie, for coming through. Like I said, hopefully
no
we can make
problem.
this a permanent thing, and for everybody else who came through and hung out with us today, not only for this conversation but the previous conversation on the previous episode. So thank y'all again. Thank y'all so much. I can't thank y'all enough. We'll be back here in studio the middle of March. Normally I do this first and third Saturdays of the month, but we got some things going on with my son, basketball, the whole 9 that season. We got playoffs, all that. So I got to skip that. I got to make sure I be there for him.
Got to be
But other
kids
than that,
first.
yeah, got to do the kids first. So, but we'll be back, and y'all make sure y'all pay attention to my social media, and you'll see what's next and what's coming up for the Red Boy Radio Show. Okay, so once again, thank y'all so much, and let me leave y'all with this, fam. It is my hope that as you navigate through this thing called life, that you do so and you find your purpose. And once you find your purpose, family, please do all you can to live in that purpose and do both of those things on purpose with a purpose. Love y'all. Peace.